start with that last time. But I'm going to be starting with that from now on. Color palettes. Let's discuss them real quick. Color palettes can be hard to choose. There are many colors of the rainbow to choose from, and a lot of pressure. So the first thing we do is grab the colors we think is gonna go good and we think we're gonna want. Now I'm gonna grab a lot of blues. This will include testing. I do not plan on using any alcohol markers this time. I do plan on using mainly a blue color palette. I will use some purple and some red and green to just keep that festive spirit with us. And I think I'm going to use holly for obvious reasons. And blue red. And we're going to try out this other palette over here. And we're also going to add a little bit of green. And I'm going to grab my other color palette, which is somewhere over the rainbow. If I can find my pastels wherever they went, they might still be in my room. Oh. So I have no idea where my pastels are right now, so we're just gonna have to deal with what we have. We have this purplish, bluish from Mesa. So far, this is what we have. Now, if you have a scrap piece of paper, which I luckily do, right down there. Hello. I would recommend testing. Hello. I recommend testing the markers and seeing which ones you prefer. So, I already know I'm going to be using holly, but hello. Oh. Thank you, and thank you again. This is Cyan, and I think I'm gonna use it, but we'll see. Let's continue down the line of blues. Oh, I don't like that one. Oh, it's pistachio. Why did I grab pistachio? This one is... I don't even know how to say that. I don't think we'll be using this blue this time. It's not really different from the other blue. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one away as well. Sorry. I already tested cyan. This one's a little too deep for my liking. Did they already shut off my comments? Oh, they did. Okay. stay, you piece of shit. Sorry, you guys are in my marker thing. I think I'm definitely going to be using this blue. I kind of like this purple, but we'll see what the other one looks like. And this blue is too close to cyan, and I'm going to choose cyan over it, honestly. So I know I'm going to like holly because it's this deep green. And I actually plan on using it on the ornaments. I'm also going to need a brown, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out one of my browns that I haven't used in a long time, but I already know what it looks like. But I'm going to go ahead and test it anyways. I don't know how much life this marker has, so I'm actually gonna just, actually just use a different brown. I lied. Hello. I'm gonna use this brown, but depending on the main color scheme, I might have to change my brown. My day's going, weird. It's been a weird day. Flame red is this nice pinkish reddish that kind of reminds me of the red that you mainly see during the holidays. And I'm going to be using this on the ornaments as well. Now, my mom did already make a suggestion to make my ornaments bigger, so I will do that for the final. I feel like I should use this purple instead of use this purple. So I'm going to put that purple away. This is leaf green, which is a nice light green that I can also use on the ornaments. And then this light purple I can use on the iceberg or on the hair. But I don't want to use, actually, I can use this. Right, this is basically almost done, so I'll need to worry. So we have our final color palette, which now we have to make sure all of the colors go together, which is basically just lining them up side by side by color and strength. The brown might look out of place, but we'll try it anyways. We also get to, well, actually, we're not adding on gray this time. No, it's just my head. Now that we've got our color palette, we need to figure out a plan. I'm already going to make the ornaments red and green. I'm also going to make the antler. You're not. You're just the only one commenting. We're also going to make the antler brown. And I'm figuring I'm going to use the dark green as the holders of the ornaments. and the light green for the actual ornaments. There's 4 ornaments in total, which means I can do red, red, and green, green. And I can even change the holder for the green ones to red and have the red ornaments have a holder of holly. And I think that's going to go really well together. Now, time to figure out who's going to go where. I'm going to start on the iceberg, because the iceberg is the easiest choice for me. I'm going to do a light cyan with this darker type of blue. And now we color. Remember, your color palette is up to you, but remember to make sure it coordinates. If you haven't watched part 1, don't worry, it's probably not up yet. I'm actually also going to use this light green for the tip of the iceberg. JK, I'm going to use the purplish. And then we're going to go down with the darker blue. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill in the iceberg. Now, originally I was going to do a horn, but I changed my mind into doing an iceberg and making Shiva the Ice Queen. There's probably going to be in total about 6 parts. The first part was drawing the reference and outlining it. The second part is all about color palette and coloring it in. The third part will probably be tracing and making final adjustments and arrangements for the final version of the puppet. Which, don't blame yourself if you get something wrong. It happens to puppeteers all the time. Now, since I know what I'm doing with the antler, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Did they kill my comments? Yeah, they killed my comments. Of course they did. Since the antler actually has very thin outlining, I have to be careful not to try and not go out of the lines. Since if I go out of the lines, it's considered part of the hair. Which it's okay if I do go out of the lines. It happens. I plan on going through with the bigger Sharpie when I do the final version, but still having the ornaments be with the thin version of the Sharpie. as you're coloring in, start planning your final arrangements for part 3. As I said earlier, I plan on making the ornaments a little bigger, like this front one right here, which I'll show you the front one in a second. Oh, and I know my antler is small, but it is my first one that I'm proud of. So if you're going to say something about my antler, don't, please. So, I'm going to make my ornaments like this on the final version. Like this first one, they're gonna be bigger. Now it's time to do the ornaments. I have to be very careful when going into the lines of this. Which I can use a thin tip for. If you don't have alcohol markers, don't worry, you can use regular Crayola. After all, that's what this is. Actually, most of my markers have been created with Crayola. I mean, most of my dragons, sorry. Actually, I prefer the darker green. So I'm gonna keep the light green for the iceberg, but I'm going to switch out the ornaments for the dark green. It just looks better with the red. Now time for the hard part. Well, I only really have one more place to put the purple, and that's the hair. And then from there, I need to figure out what I'm going to make her main body. Now, I do have a dark blue on standby. Literally. So, yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna go ahead and make the hair color purple. This nice deep purple will complement the light purple on the iceberg and will complement the brown that's on top. Now remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Everybody does it. I try not to get into the antler or overlap colors, unless it's purposeful. So far, this is working out great. However, I'm not sure a dark blue is the right way to go for the main color. In fact, I think I need to call on a lighter blue. A sky blue. it'll fit in with the party. But instead of giving her a main color, I believe I will make her purely white with a dark blue nose. And once again, this process is really up to you of what you do with your dragon. I don't control you. I'm just teaching you the step-by-step of how to do a dragon. But that doesn't mean you get to copy her. I hate how quiet it is, but my mouse isn't working on my computer. But first, let me see exactly how dark this blue is. It's actually a little too dark for my liking. In fact, I'm calling it different blue. A darker teal. I'm going to use this dark teal for the nose. You see, sometimes when I make a color palette, I make a complete mistake. So it happens. And now for the trust process. Stop you. Sorry. You see, I have a plan. Oh no, I'm frozen. There we go. Sorry, I froze there for a second. You see, I have a plan. I'm actually I'm going to cut holes. We're still going to have the outline, but I'm thinking I use fairy lights to light up her eyes. Because in my honest opinion, she's an ice queen. She's gotta have some sort of cool aspect about it. So now I get to go in with the light blue. And just make snowflakes. everywhere where I want them. And I can even put little snowflakes. It's really truly worth it. After all that work. Just snowflakes and snowflakes and more snowflakes. She said, "You think the devil has horns?" So did I. When I was wrong, his hair is combed and he wears tie. He's nice, polite. Sorry. Ba 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 ba. Oh, here we go. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is delightful. And there's a place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Like a power of fire, the sun. Well, we have no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, oh, I'm going down to the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. And I'm slowly dying, and my dear is still goodbye. So I have no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Or, as in Nevada's version, oh, the weather outside is frightful, and the fire is so delightful. And since we have no place to go, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. And since this is the reference, I'm gonna continue this pattern all the way down the chin. And I'm going to be putting a crown on, because all queens need a crown, right? Is that just me? Yeah, I think it's just me. Ba 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 ba. Oh, isn't she just so cute? You look at her. She's so adorable. I love her. Look at that. Here's a better look. Whoops. Sorry about that. And there you have it. Your reference is done. Be proud of yourself. For you are on the way to making a dragon. And I think she's absolutely gorgeous. Though she's missing a few snowflakes. I'm giving her one more snowflake. That's better. But she is truly beautiful. And I enjoyed this. She's got snow everywhere. And she is as done as she's gonna get for today. So I bid you toodaloos. This tutorial was shorter than the last one. And I'll see you next time.